Hello, Potato. You know, I've been saying for ages that I was going to replace that horrible clear tablecloth I had protecting the white tablecloth. Actually, you probably don't, because you're probably only watching this because YouTube thought today's subject would interest you, and you've clicked onto it because you're hoping they're right. You're not, but anyways, I have been saying that, and I finally done it. We've got a nice new plastic table covering to protect the nice white tablecloth underneath, because the surface under that is black, and I just feel like black would be, things would get lost against black, and I still want a covering over it because it's glass, and the covering will help cut down on the noise. Right, enough of that. That's the update on the channel. Now on to the subject of the video. Flashing back, for those of you who are millennials and older, you'll remember this probably. Back in the early 2000s, way ago, almost a quarter of a century ago, I think, when these first came out, I think very early 2000s, there was a toy called the Hit Clips. Now, this is before the ubiquity of the MP3 player, before the iPod was king, and Hit Clips were a way for younger people to carry their music around with them. They were these little players, either had like the worst, tiniest speakers in the world, or some did have had wrist straps and headphones, or a headphone, in-ear bud kind of a thing, like an AirPod, but attached to wires. And they played a minute of music. There were these little cartridges that looked like CD jewel cases, and you plugged them into the player and they played like a minute of music. And a lot of it was pretty dreadful stuff. I mean, stuff that was popular at the time. Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and Aaron Carter and I think NSYNC. There were actually some things for older people on there too. I think it was like Casey and the Sunshine Band and Elvis. There was some stuff on there for adults as well, but predominantly it was aimed at the little kiddles. And they were really popular. We sold them at KB. They sold quite well. And later on, they came out with a second version of it that, instead of looking like jewel cases, just looked like CDs. I don't believe these sounded any better. I don't believe they played any more music. What they did do, though, is they weren't compatible with the original one. So you couldn't just add to your collection. You had to buy a new Hit Clips 2, I don't remember what it's actually called, player, and kind of start over and have two different players, which is, to my thinking, a horrible idea. But they were popular, they were of the moment, and are they of the moment again? That's the question we're not going to answer today, but it's a question that today's item brings to mind. If you watch this channel, you know that I do have a weakness for blind boxes and blind bags, and for stuff put out by Zuru, the makers of mini brands. Of course, I've done many videos on mini brands, like Disney Store mini brands, and Mini Brands Retro, and Mini Brands KFC, and Mini Brands Fill the Fridge, Mini Brands Books. And today we start a new chapter of Mini Brands. Part of the, I guess the lane is called Really Works. I think initially it started out as kind of an add-on to Fill the Fridge. They were like little mixers and waffle makers and stuff that claimed to really work. I think it just means they made noise. I never bought any of them. But recently, I was in Megalomart, and they had an end cap of a new Zuru mini brand item on it. Looked like they literally just put it out that morning because the end cap was full. I have gone back right before shooting this video, and that same end cap was just decimated is the word I want to use, but decimated is technically wrong. Decimated means reduced by 10%. All that was left was the decimation. The other 90% were gone. The main set was gone, and they had very few of the blind spheres. What am I possibly talking about? You're asking if for some reason you got to this video and didn't see the thumbnail or the title. I'm talking about new Mini Brands Really Works vinyl. Yes, Hit Clips are back in the form of Mini Brands vinyl. And I'm actually really interested if we can figure out how this works. Because the Hit Clips actually had little leads on them. I think the information for the music was stored on the little clip. As were these, I don't think do. I'm guessing it's probably RFID. From the pictures, it does not look like the stylus actually is going to touch the disc. But yeah, I'm keen on how it works. If it's an RFID tag, if it's just, it plays based on what it thinks, in they're kind of like the same way, like, what was it, the Nintendo Amiibos, or the little Nintendo figurines called. I never had a Wii U, and I only ever got a few Animal Crossing ones, none of which actually worked with Animal Crossing on the Switch. I got them just because I liked the figurines. It was like Amiibo, right? Well, anyways, if it's like that, then my thought is here that this is only going to ever play what is currently programmed into it. And like, if they release a Series 2, they'll have to release like a second player. But I don't know. So they claim to have all of today's hottest hits. The player itself comes with Rosé, Bruno Mars, Art. This song came out, I think, in 2024, so, today's hottest hits. It is 2026 when I'm recording this, and when they were released. And I suspect this is another thing that shows this is maybe not for children, but for adults. Because, we have like Chapel Roan on here, and people I don't recognize, but I want to say I saw, oh yeah, here we go. Imagine Dragons, Smash Mouth, which is very much more of my youth. I want to say they had the display had a Neil Diamond record in it. I think it had a picture of a Sting record. But yeah, I got the player. And of course, if we're going to do a blind video, I need some blind things to open and see what's in them. So yeah, we've got ourselves the vinyl player and 3 little mystery spheres, which I believe say they contain 4 records and a surprise. Much like the way the books would contain a section of bookshelf, a magnifying glass, bookmarks, a cat. I'm hoping, from the display, it looks like there are things like speakers and headphones. Obviously, none of which are really going to work. But I'm hoping that one of the things is a little milk crate to put your records in, because that feels particularly authentic to me. So, first thing though, we need to open up our player. This does, of course, mean also, I guess maybe you can put some records in here. So I guess we can store it all inside this case. But this does mean this is going to be copyright flag the video, because it's a video of all copyright music. Also, there's a part of me that, seeing this and thinking on it, is hoping that eventually we'll get a little VCR that has little, basically hit clip kind of things that play clips of shows and movies. They already have things like that. They have mini TVs that play scenes of South Park and stuff. Here's our instructions. Okay. Well, ripped it. Was kind of hoping to not. I guess it's glued to the bottom. Oh, nope, there we go. I could have just slid it out. Oh well. So, there's the instructions again, but bigger. It's how to take the whole thing apart. So we have some tape here. Let's cut that off and get to our player. All right. Nope. Still stuck. I think it's just sticking to the plastic now. Let's just peel that. Is it still? No, it's cut. It's just being disagreeable. All right. Hey, Rocky, nope, never mind. Not even gonna finish that. Because I'm wrong. All right, fine, we'll cut it again. Now it's stuck on the front again. Well, at least we know they're not gonna get stolen from the store too easily. So that's cool. Actually, we do have a thing to keep it in. I guess with Fill the Fridge, you had the fridge itself to keep it in once you bought the fridge. And you could theoretically have, enjoyed Fill the Fridge items without actually having the fridge. All right, so there. Okay, so it's USB chargeable. That's good to know. I think it showed just twisting, and those come out. Trying to throw it. I put it right side up. I'm trying to throw it inside the thing, and I put it the wrong way around for that. All right, so where'd the instructions go? So I've done that. So I need to fold these up to release our record display. All right, so yeah, you get a little sleeve. It's got plastic on it. It's nice. And a record. So yeah, just plastic discs. I'm guessing. I was wondering if it'd be like a barcode. I know I've seen like little Christmas players that have barcodes on the records, and of course, you know, like the Nespresso Virtuo has a barcode on the capsule to let you know how to brew it. So I'm guessing maybe some sort of an ARFID tag in there. And where'd the opening go? Let's put. Can we put that in there? Is that? It's not sealed itself, is it? Oh, it is. It's bagged like a comic book. Okay. Oh, look, it's even got the little jacket to put on the disc. That's really cute. Give you the whole record experience. And then I can put on here. Yep, gotcha. It says now playing on it. Let's put that on there. And it looks like we probably can, yeah, we can maybe stack some more discs back there when we're putting it back on the display. So let's get this out of here. So I wonder if I need to charge it up. I figured it would just run on normal batteries. I didn't know it was going to actually be rechargeable because, you know, I didn't do anything smart like read the instructions ahead of. To be fair, I mean, the instructions don't have a lot of words. And also we're inside the packaging. So we take this off, then we take these off, and we take the cardboard off, and there's a little record player. Kind of like those Crosley looking ones you can get nowadays. It's got the little left and right things in the back where the speakers would go if it was real. There's our USB-C charger. I'm guessing this is our power switch. Well, it didn't do anything, but it doesn't have a disc on it. So let's put a disc on it. We'll have to put a break here if I have to go plug this in and charge it. I would hope it would become some charge because like a kid's gonna want to play with it. Okay, it's turning. That doesn't sound good. Is that as far as the arm goes? Well, I hope I haven't gotten a defective one here because they didn't have any more of these at the store. All they had a few of the spheres left, but none of the players. Yeah, I'm not sure. All right. Oh, okay. So I think I just have to push that down. No. All right, put the record on, put it to on. Turn the arm, push down. So it says hold it for 3 seconds. Also, they're supposed to turn part. Oh, here we go, here we go. Yay, there we go. I figured it out. Well, it's louder than I thought it would be. It's a shame the motor is so loud because, I mean, I think it's probably clear enough that I'm going to get flagged by YouTube. Hopefully it won't be the sort of thing where it says, you know, either turn the, like, cut the music out or the video can't be posted. But yeah, that motor is so loud. And I wonder if that's just because it maybe needs to be fully charged. But it doesn't sound awful for what is. I mean, it certainly sounds better than a Hitclips. So you can set up your little thing there, and I'm gonna guess it's gonna play about a minute of the song. I don't know, less than a minute. That was like, what, 30 seconds? And then it starts over, okay. So it's a perfect toy for annoying parents. All right. Well, I am somewhat impressed. I'm not upset with it, certainly. Let's put this in the background and put some of our discs on it. Can that? Yeah, why not? Let's have fun. All right. So I don't know how long this is going to go without needing to be charged because it is fresh out the box. So I wonder if all the discs are going to come with these little plastic sleeves. I don't need to wonder too long, Don't need to wonder too long because we're going to open up the spheres, the mystery spheres, and see what's inside them. I have seriously gotten worse USB-C cables on this with like speakers and stuff. So that's actually not bad. I wonder if it'll work while on power. We should find out. Be right back. Well, I just found out the hard way. You need to check on your battery packs periodically because the one I was going to use has gone all spicy pillow on us. Still going to try to use it because it's still showing it's got a full charge. If you're getting the power out of it, probably isn't the worst idea. But if this video ends abruptly, well, you'll have some idea why. So, yeah, will this... Yeah, I don't know if this will play... Well, it's not full. It's got 3 out of 4, but that's disappointing because I liked that battery pack. It was by Aoki. I don't know if that's a brand. I'm going to need to go and buy some battery packs. Like half of my battery packs have become unusable because of that. Oh, we'll keep an eye on specials at the Warehouse Club, I guess. But let's start our landfill pile. I think I've still got the landfill pile started over here already. And open up the spheres of music. See what we got, then we'll see if that'll play while on power. Or if it only can plug in to charge and becomes useless during that time period. Right, crack it open. So yes, there's supposed to be like 4 records and a surprise. We do have our little list of records you can get. And there are a lot of them here in, I'm guessing, so 45 different songs. And yeah, so again, a lot of this is definitely geared towards my age and even a little bit older. We have California Dreamin', Mamas and the Papas, Wild Things by the Trogs, Born to be Wild, Message in a Bottle, Shake Your Groove Thing, If I Ever Lose My Faith in You, Walking on the Sun, Centuries, Here It Goes Again. We'll get some OK Go, can't hate that. Sugar We're Going Down, Last Friday Night, Down, Delicious, Renegades. Renegades is a good song. A Little Too Much, Imagination, Can't Imagine, Messy, Lowdown, Squabble Up, Whoa, Ordinary, Good Luck Babe, Beautiful Things, and Young Blood. And these are those are our commons. Some good common stuff there. We have our uncommons. For Chapel Roan is, got Imagine Dragons in there. All-Star, you have to have All-Star, it's just for the meminess of it. And then the rare records we have Roar by Katy Perry, Good Vibrations, Every Breath You Take, Not Like Us, ABC by the Jackson 5, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. This is the one that actually was in the display at the Megalomart. Oh, do the speakers do something? There's like a button on the back of it. Well, we'll have to figure out what that is. And good, yeah, we do have a milk carton. We have record holders. That's good to know. So I looking at this in the store, I'm like, do they have any other options of songs for the starter? Because I'm not a huge Bruno Mars fan. I was going to say Bruno Mars man, I think, and I realized, well, that would be bad because you're only going to buy one record player, right? Logically, because they only have the one color and everything. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense to like have that record be in any of the blinds. And you wouldn't want to have multiple like different versions in the starter because then you have to buy multiple starters unless you're going to have the starter in the blinds, which would be bad. All right, let's open our surprise first. Feels like a speaker, and that's because it is a speaker. So this has a button. What is it? Tick as you collect. So what do I do with the speaker? It just shows pressing the button. It doesn't, like, does it sync to the... Oh! It's just a visual gag. See it? You can see the front of the speaker move, like the bass. Boom, 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 boom. That's dumb. I would have been less disappointed in that if it did nothing at all. All right. Well, that was dumb. And I'm dumb for taking so long to figure it out. So what records did we get? It is Mini Brand Record Store Day. What did we get? They do feel like they're on their own little sleeves. That's good. Obviously, you have to tour them a different angle. We've got Lynyrd Skynyrd. And I'm not in love with this. Oh, that is an uncommon. That is Sweet Home Alabama. Well, let's play some Sweet Home Alabama. And they are all in their own little individual sleeves. But we'll put some Sweet Home Alabama on. Let YouTube chastise me for that. I guess that'll be the question is the sound quality in this good enough that YouTube will even catch it as being that song? There's our disc. Put it on. Come on, put the records on. Click it over. And so no, it does not work while charging. Good to know, good to know. So I can get rid of this time bomb of a battery here. And not to be drawing any more power from it. And also I can knock down everything in my display. The whole one thing in the display. All right, so that's good to know. It does not work while plugged into power. Oh yes, let's tear it there. So it kind of starts in the middle of the song. All right. Not hating on that. Got... Who are you? I don't recognize that at all. Probably showing my age there. Who are you? You are Rare, Birds of a Feather. Oh, Billie Eilish. Okay. I know like exactly 2 Billie Eilish songs. Put that one aside, so I'll check that one out. And what's next? But hey, we got a rare. So this would be Centuries by Fall Out Boy. I enjoy that song. That one pops up on the radio fairly often. That is a common. And finally, looks like it's pink. Is it Chappell Roan? Oh no, it's Katy Perry. It is Last Friday Night by Katy Perry. Although it shows that's being the reproduction of the actual, album art. I mean, I guess sleeve. I guess these would have been vinyl at some point. They'd been CDs to start with. But yeah, it's got a whole little recreation. So like, with the mini books, and like with the mini books, they have like a little bit of the actual book in there. So we got a rare. We got a variety on, I guess, we've got music for like millennials and older here. Not a bad start. Again, the sound isn't awful. So that's something. I guess let's put some music on while I open up the next sphere. I think, because I'm not familiar with it, we'll do the Billie Eilish song. It'd probably be helpful if I knew exactly like who the most litigious artists were, or at least labels were, who like really go off. I've never had a video like not be playable because of music. Happens all the time, like at the state fair and stuff. There'll be music in the background, and it'll just tell me like it's banned in Belarus, and I may have to monetize, but I'm not monetized anyways. I'm not a big enough channel for that. And now, coming up next here on KVOID is Billie Eilish with a song I've already forgotten the name of. That's not bad. I don't think I've heard this song before, so that's something. I'm familiar with most of the songs on here. I'm not that out of touch and that old. But also a lot of songs aren't that old. I'm kind of surprised there's no Elvis in here. That surprises me a little bit. Just because even Hit Clips had Elvis. All right, what's our surprise this time? Speaker was super disappointing. Oh, we get another record stand thing, so that's nice. I guess it's just different kinds of record stands. Do these fit together somehow? No, looks like it's just different ways of standing up your collection of discs. And this one's, I guess, like if you find an artist you really, really like. Or like if you don't like that brown now playing, you can swap it for the black one. All right, well, I mean, I don't hate those, but the crate would be kind of the thing that I would want the most. Because that to me, that's the vinyl experience, is the milk crate. I've never had one, but all right, well, got our first dupe. We got another Billie Eilish. Not a good start. Hopefully these aren't all like where each one. Oh, they are, aren't they? Does each? Oh, is it gonna be like? Well, no, because the surprise was different. But yes, we got a spare of Billie Eilish and a Fall Out Boy. So that's no good. All right, we got Rick James. What is the Rick James song? Super Freak. Oh, well, that's a classic. You have to have Super Freak. I remember like listening to the radio on Friday nights in high school, and they'd have old school Friday nights, and that's kind of stuff they would play. And then we have one of the Shawn Mendes songs. I am not a fan of Shawn Mendes. In fact, I do tend to turn off the radio when he comes on. So which one is this? There are two Shawn Mendes songs in here that are both commons. They both come in the same sleeve because they're both from the same album. I guess the only way to know for sure is to look at the actual disc to see which one we got. And I guess if it's blue, it's a little too much, and if it's black, it's Imagination. Looks like we got a little too much. Well, let's see what it sounds like to have a little too much of Shawn Mendes while we open up the last sphere. Yeah, this is not my music, and the motor in that player is obnoxiously loud. That sounds horrible. Not the music. The music for wow, that was a really short clip, wasn't it? The music for what it's coming out of is actually a little better than I thought it would be. But the motor, I thought at first maybe the speaker was broken and that was just it trying to play the song. But obviously now we know that no, the issue is that the motor is just obnoxiously loud. All right, turn you off. Sorry, Shawn Mendes. So we got something different of our last surprise. We got a record rack. All right. So I need. Why do I have two of these? So I need to put, like that. So do the claws go to the center or? Yeah, they do, okay. So that goes in like that. That goes in like that. And then the other ends go in. Makes me think back to putting together the shelves for like the Disney store. I did a video, they actually had like a Disney store play set back when we still had, I guess when we were on the family, we actually closed all the Disney stores. So we could have a little Disney store at home, and putting those shelves together, that took as long as a reasonably sized Lego build. That was a lot of work. And I think I heavily edited that video down, which is unusual for me because this is probably going to be 40 minutes. I mean, yeah, we're already at like almost 40 minutes, so. All right, I like that. I like that a lot better than just having a bunch of individual holders. It's not the milk crate. The milk crate is still what I would like. I think I will probably be doing some follow-up videos on this. But I like that. I think that is pretty snazzy. I don't hate that at all. All right, so let's open our last 4 records. Hopefully we can cut down, given how many records there are, hopefully we can cut down on the dupes. That's really disappointing in like the second one to get 2 of the same songs. But no, we got something different this time. We got, you look familiar. Not familiar enough that that's because you're Chappell Roan, but it is Good Luck Babe. It is not Pink Pony Club. That, of course, looks like that. I don't know that I've heard that song. Guess we'll have to give it a listen. So, all right, next up, flipping Shawn Mendes again. Is it at least a different one? Is it the other Shawn Mendes? Because I have to like take the time to open it up and look at it, because at least with Chappell Roan, yeah, she has 2 songs here, but they're from different albums, I guess. And nope, it's the same one. It's the blue one again. So we got a dupe. We got 3 dupes so far, with 2 more discs to open. That's disappointing. The dupe thing is disappointing. There's 45 of them, and I managed to get duplicates on my second throw, not even my third. All right, we got Katy Perry. Got the other Katy Perry. Prism was, which song was on Prism? That one's a rare at least, and that is Roar. Well, that's a song I'm familiar with at least. So that's good. And our last disc for this video is something good. Super Freak again. So I got 2 dupes out of both of the second and third things. Not. I am actually old enough, if you couldn't guess, to have had a record player when I was a kid. I didn't listen to a lot of music. I listened to a lot of, and maybe this is why I like, audio fiction. Maybe this is why I like the old radio plays like The Whistler and Box 13, and why I like things, like Podcastle, well, not Podcastle so much, but Pseudopod and Escape Pod now, is that I listen to mostly like fiction. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Did the battery die? It's a little Super Freak here. So you got that little crackle there to start with. What is this? Oh, that's not the right thing. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. She's a super freak, she's super freaky. Yow. So, thinking, kind of thoughts on this, having played with it for a few minutes here with you and me together. I very much dislike the fact that I got duplicates, so many duplicates, so quickly, because these little spheres are like $10 a pop, and you get 4 discs, and then a surprise. I like the little record displays. I think those are actually pretty cool. I think visually the speaker is interesting, and has a matching wood grain to the player, but I think this play feature is dumb. So dumb. I like the little detailing on the back, though, of like where the leads would go in and stuff, but yeah, just like, well, we could have it do this, I'd save me $1 and not have it do that. And there are also things you can like get golden records and awards and stuff. I'm assuming the golden records like don't come out and you could play them, but that would be pretty cool. Yes, I want the milk crate. That's what I want. But we got one of those. It's like headphones. That's lame. We got one of these style holders. We got a few of the now playing holders. And then the playset exclusive Rose and Bruno Mars. Also the only way to actually listen to your records. So I still don't get how this is working though. Again, I'm assuming that it's like a ARFID. Can I pop the disc off? So just having it in proximity is sufficient. But you take it away, and it does stop. So yeah, I'm thinking if there's an ARFID tag hidden in the label or in the center of the disc that causes it to recognize it, which does mean that if they do a Series 2, they'll have to do a second player. We'll have to have like the HitClips version 2 kind of thing. There's our Fall Out Boy disc. Yeah, see, it's put on while it's still running, and it starts right up. Destined to go, they will remember me for centuries. Yeah, so, oh, nope, did that. What was this? This was Super Freak. Oh, it's up there. So I think For what it is, the sound is like better than I thought. I'll also that on the bottom of the stand here, there's a hole for the speaker, which is why it sounds okay. It doesn't sound muffled when you put it on there, because I put it on the table. It does sound a little more muffled, but even then, honestly, not too bad. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, it's got to be ARFID, right? I mean, that's what it has to be. It's what it has to be. So the sound quality is not good, but for a toy, I think that's acceptable. I think the design of the stand is good. I'm going to keep it all inside this case once I have all the trash out of it. I like the presentation. I like, we have the full dust cover and everything on the record player. I like the way it looks in the little stand here. Again, I wish I'd gotten my sleeves. I wish I'd gotten the milk crate one, but these aren't bad. What is bad is it does seem like the music is very short, because like even Hit Clips 20 something years ago was able to get a full minute, and these sound like they're more like 30 seconds, which is ridiculous if YouTube is gonna ding me for those. But again, YouTube is dinging me for like 10 seconds of music playing in the background at the fair. So it's almost a certainty that I've gotten at least a couple copyright flags on this video. So if there are parts where like the music is muted or muffled or mangled, that is why. But if you watch YouTube, you're probably used to that sort of shenanigan. But also my biggest complaints are the lack of variety in the spheres. I could just be unlucky, but I don't think I should have gotten this many duplicates in 3 spheres. I got both the second and third sphere had 2 duplicates each in them. So half of the records in them were ones I'd already opened. We got 2 Rick James. We got 2 the same Shawn Mendes. We got 2 Fall Out Boys. And I think that's where the duplicate stopped. I think the clips need to be longer. I think we should get, frankly, it's 2026 when this is being recorded, and you can fit like my entire 40-something years of music collection, of CD collection that I've been collecting since I was in high school and got my first CD player. I have CDs that go back that far. You can fit all of them on something the size of a pack of cigarettes, and you can't give me, you could put a few albums worth of music on this easily, which means you could have 45 full songs on here. So that's a little disappointing, but also the biggest issue really is that noise that the engine makes, the motor. It's a little quieter now, but I just think in 2026 there's little excuse for it to sound that loud. Also, it does not sound as bad as it sounded when I started. And maybe charging it up will change that. I'm going to do a follow-up. I'm going to do another video on this. So I will give it a full charge before then, and we can discuss that more when I do a second video. But yeah, the biggest complaints really are the songs should be not louder, longer. Volume control would be nice too, though, but that's not really a complaint. The songs should be longer, and the motor should be quieter. And I guess I just need to work on my luck, getting better pulls on the follow-up video spheres. But yeah, we'll be back. We will have our own little Mini Brands record store to go with our Mini Brands fridge and our Mini Brands KFC food and our Mini Brands Disney store. Because, yeah, I like this kind of useless crap. I think that's long enough, isn't it? Are we in an hour yet? We're getting on. We're almost an hour. So I don't know how much I've cut out. Probably not very much, because why? Why bother? It's not like anyone's actually going to have sat through to this point in the video. If you did, if you got all the way to this point in the video, leave the word rutabaga in the comments, just so I can see that somebody actually made it here and was actually listening, like didn't just fall asleep with their phone on. But if you tried the Mini Brands vinyls, really works. Fonctionne vraiment. Have you tried these? What did you think of them? And did you get better pulls than I do? What is your favorite song? I think of what I got. And California Dreamin' is a classic, but probably Centuries. I don't need two of them, but probably Centuries. What I would like to get probably to me the best song on here may well be OK Go, Here We Go Again. Although, I mean, you can't hate on like Good Vibrations or Every Breath You Take. I mean, again, classic songs. Sweet Caroline is, I mean, I get it. That's been in movies and stuff, and so that's kind of memey. Same with All Star. Oh, there's another Fall Out Boy. That's My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark. I didn't catch that one. Didn't get that one either. I'd like some Weird Al. Who I'd like to see some Weird Al. I'm always like to see Weird Al. I'm still waiting for the Weird Al Yankovic Super Bowl halftime show. That we'll probably never get. But have you got these? What did you think of them? Does your player make as much noise as mine does? Maybe mine's just an aberration. And what records did you get? What records would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. And again, rutabaga. And I thank you for watching. I hope you found today at all interesting or entertaining. And I ask you to take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, be safe out there, and I will see you in the next video.